If you're like most people, you've probably made some financial mistakes in your lifetime, and if you don't know how to avoid them in the future, you're bound to make more. In this video, we are going to share with you the top 10 most common financial mistakes to avoid. By watching this video and implementing the advice into your life, you'll be on your way to a more stable financial future. Number 1. Not saving enough. Do you want to live a comfortable life without worry? Most people don't, which is why it's important to start saving money from an early age. If you don't have enough money saved up, you could find yourself in a lot of trouble down the road. Here are some tips on how to save money. Start with small amounts every week and gradually increase the amount over time. Make sure that you're taking advantage of all the tax breaks and incentives that are available. Get a good financial advisor who can help you create a budget and plan for your future. They will also be able to help you invest your money wisely so that it will grow over time. Number 2. Overspending. Overspending can be a real problem for anyone, but it's particularly common among people who have a lot of debt or who are struggling financially to spend more than they earn. When you overspend, you are not just spending more money than you should, you're also risking your financial stability and future happiness. Over time, this can lead to serious problems such as debt accumulation. When you overspend, you're more likely to take on more debt in order to finance your lifestyle. This can quickly spiral out of control and leave you with a mountain of debt that's difficult to repay. Lack of savings. If you overspend frequently, your savings will gradually dwindle until they're completely gone. This leaves you without any cushion if the unexpected happens and you need money right away. Number 3. Living on borrowed money. Living on borrowed money is dangerous for your finances. It's hard to plan for the future when you don't know what will happen next month or even tomorrow. Living on borrowed money can also lead to things like bankruptcy and being unable to make necessary payments like rent or mortgage payments. Living on borrowed money could lead to a debt-ridden existence, and there is the possibility that you won't be able to fulfill your financial obligations. Most people rely on credit cards to meet their monthly obligations without having repayment arrangements in place to pay it off, thereby incurring double-digit interest rates. You should try to cut off your expenses to be able to live within your earnings. Number 4. Living paycheck to paycheck. Living paycheck to paycheck is not only a dangerous way to live, but it can also be detrimental to your finances. Overspending puts people in a precarious position, where they need every penny they earn and one missed paycheck would be disastrous. This is not the situation you want to be in when an economic downturn strikes. If this occurs, you will be left with few options. The first thing that people should do when they start living paycheck to paycheck is make sure that they have an emergency fund set up. It is not a good idea to spend all of your money without saving. Quite often, financial planners will advise you to keep 3 months worth of expenses in an account that is easily accessible. Loss of employment or changes in the economy could wipe out your savings and trap you in a debt-paying cycle. A 3-month buffer could be the game changer from keeping your home or losing it. Number 5. Using home equity like a piggy bank. Home equity is a term that refers to the amount of money you have in your home. You can use this equity to pay for some expenses or other things. If you can lower your monthly payments or refinance in order to pay off higher interest debt, it might be worth considering refinancing. One alternative to taking out a traditional home equity loan is opening a home equity line of credit. This could mean paying more interest on your loans, but it grants you the freedom to use the available equity you might have in your house. The problem with using your home equity as a piggy bank is that it can cause you to lose your home if you're not careful. This happens when you take out too much money and end up defaulting on payments. Number 6. Paying off debt with savings. Debt is a huge problem in today's households. One of the reasons debt is such a major issue is that people are using their savings accounts to pay off their debt. This strategy is risky because you will lose money in interest rates and your savings account may not grow at the same rate as your debt. Paying off debt with savings may appear to be a good idea, but it's not. If you want to get out of debt, you must look for alternatives to using your savings account. When a debt is paid off, the desire to repay it usually fades. It will be very tempting to keep spending at that same rate, which means you may fall back into debt. If you want to pay off your debt with your savings, you must live as if you have debt to pay back into your savings account instead of spending beyond your means to get ahead. Number 7. Delay investment into retirement account. Contributing to a retirement account as early as possible is a good way to secure your financial future. If you don't start saving for retirement until you are in your 30s, then the amount of money that you will have saved will be significantly less than if you started saving for retirement in your 20s. The sooner that you start saving for retirement, the more time that money has to grow, accumulate interest, and more likely you'll be able to retire with financial security and less to worry about how you will pay bills when you stop working. If you are not contributing enough to your retirement account, then you will end up with a lower amount of money in the future. Number 8. Recurring payments. The never-ending payments are dangerous to your finances. It can leave you in a constant state of debt and eventually ruin your credit score. This is why it's important to keep track of your spending and make sure that you are not overspending on items that don't matter. Consider whether you truly require items that require you to pay every month, year after year. Recurring expenditure on cable TV or streaming music services can compel you to pay indefinitely with little benefit to you. When you simply want to save more, adopting a leaner lifestyle can help you fatten your savings and protect yourself from financial hardships. Number 9. Ignoring credit card debt. Ignoring credit card debt may seem like a logical solution at first glance, but it's actually one of the worst decisions you can make. Here are a few reasons why. Number 1. It increases your risk of financial ruin. If you don't pay off your credit card debts, your credit card score will take a hit, and this could lead to difficulties in future borrowing needs. This can quickly spiral out of control and lead to financial ruin. Number 2. It causes stress and anxiety. When you're constantly worried about how you're going to pay off your debt and whether or not you'll be able to meet all of your obligations, this will cause immense stress and anxiety. Number 10. Making rash decisions with money. Rash decisions with money can have big consequences. It can lead to a loss of money, a decline in your credit score, and even bankruptcy. The best way to avoid making rash decisions with your money is to develop a plan and stick to it. Factor in your budget, lifestyle, and the long-term prospects for your investments. If you find yourself feeling overwhelmed or stressed about making a financial decision, talk to someone who understands your situation and will be able to provide sound advice. We all make mistakes sometimes, but it's just a matter of learning from them when they happen and not repeating the same ones again. Financial mistakes are common and easy to make. It's important to learn about these mistakes so that you can avoid them in the future. To avoid the dangers of overspending, start by tracking smaller expenses that add up quickly, and then progress to tracking larger expenses. Just having a payment plan doesn't assume that you can afford the purchase. Lastly, consider setting up a monthly savings from your earnings. Let me know your thoughts in the comment section below. Also, just subscribe to this channel and turn on the notification bell for future upcoming videos. Goodbye.